If you have not seen the debate between Jesse Waters and Abdul El Sayed, I suggest you go do so. It cements for me what I've been saying for a long, long time, which is that conservatives do not need to be cowered from. You don't need to be afraid of them, because they don't deal in reality. A man of science, a woman of science, their principal role is to study the nature of reality and question it. This is why people in America have been trained to be ignorant and fearful of the knowledgeable, because A, that makes them easier to manipulate, and B, the powers that be are afraid of a citizenry that is skeptical of them. So, make everybody stupid. This is why they give you tools like AI to use, so that you don't have to think critically. They don't want you to be accepting of confusion. They don't want you to embrace confusion, because then that means you will question power. You'll start to question. If you start to question, that's the very beginning of their downfall. That's why they don't want you to do that. So, read books. This is why your teachers tell you to read books and think critically and do all that sort of stuff, because it makes you stronger, not weaker. When I talk to Gen Alpha kids, sometimes I'll say something and they'll be like, "What's that? That's ridiculous." Like they'll when I say something that is like basic shit that they really should know about, sometimes some kids will be like they'll just laugh it off, and I'm like, no, like, it's sad that you don't know. It's not good that you don't know. And they'll get mad at you when you call them out for their illiteracy. Like they'll get upset. And it's like, see, that's why I brought it up, because then you have to I'm making you face your weaknesses, and they don't like that, because when you're intelligent, you have something that a caveman can't just go beat you up and steal from you. You know what I mean? Somebody who's just kind of like an oaf is gonna be more apt to operate on that caveman sort of logic, where it's like, I just beat the shit out of you and take your stuff. It's like, you don't know if that person has a means of preventing that from happening or not. But when you're intelligent, what I'm saying is, you have something that people can't just steal. You have a power no one can take. And that's, again, why the elites don't want you to have it. But that debate just cements for me why, like, how what I've been saying for years has been true, which is that you deal with ignorant pieces of crap like that by just telling him the truth, because all he can do is dodge, right? Evade the truth. Be like, that's ridiculous, that's ridiculous, that's ridiculous. It's like, but you notice he's not actually trying to contend with reality. That's why conservatives are weak.